Welcome back to another Honkai Impact 3 video. It's your homie Cody GT, and today, my boys, I am extremely excited to be bringing you this video because there are some big announcements, a lot of things to go over, a new focus supply, just a whole lot that's come to the global side of Honkai Impact 3. So I'm extremely excited to bring you this video today, and we're going to jump straight into it. But before we do, if you enjoy the content today and you like what you see, go ahead and drop a like. It's greatly appreciated. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoy what you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe for more content like this. But my boys, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. First, starting with the new focus supply that we have coming to the global side in about, I want to say 3 to 4 hours. I'll double check that for you. It's going to be dropping. We have Mag Storm, also the Chi Cannon, and we have the Red Poet Stigmata set. My boys, this was the focus supply that I was waiting for, and I'm going to go into why I was waiting for this focus supply. So we have the Katana Mag Storm coming with the power of lightning. And as we always do with these focus supplies that come on this channel, I like to go ahead and go over the weapons, go over, you know, their usage, the applicable characters that they're for, and all that good stuff, as well as the stigmata. Go over it and then let you know whether you should spend your crystals or not. I like to do that with these new focus supplies. So like I mentioned, we have Mag Storm coming, and basically it has the power of lightning, so I imagine who you can see who that weapon is for. And then we have the Lear Scarlet set for the stigmatas, and then we also have the Chi Cannon as another up drop rate weapon as well. And then the other weapons that are in there, and this is what I'm excited for too, the other 4-star weapons is the Manure. I feel like I butcher that name every single time I say it. That dual pistol that is for Valkyrie Ranger. We have the Light and Shadow, and we also have the Sunfire Greatsword, and then a few other 4-star weapons. And then we have a few stigmata sets that are in there, like the Nohim and this Lear Scarlet set. So for the up drop rates, from June 1st to the 4th, it's going to be the Mag Storm. And then from the 4th through the 8th, it's going to be the Chi Cannon. And then throughout the entire time, the Lear Scarlet Stigmata set will be available as up drop rate. So those are the up drop rate weapons and stigmatas. And then you can see here, these are the additional 4-star weapons. As you can see, the Core Invoker Delta, which is the cannon, the Sunfire Greatsword, the Raikiri, which is awesome. I'm glad that's back. The Light and Shadow, and the Missioneer. I believe that's how you say it. And then you can see the up rates on the, or not the up rates, but the stigmata 4-stars that are going to be in this focus supply. You have the Lear Scarlet. Like I mentioned, you have the Nohim. You have the Tsar of Russia Sky Mender set, and the Hexgrams of Fuxi set. So those are the 4-star stigmatas that will be coming with this focus supply. And then these are just the drop rates for them, and you can see that always the stigmatas will have a higher drop rate than the weapons. That's just how it is with these focus supplies. So going over first the weapons, the Mag Storm and the Chi Cannon. Starting with the Mag Storm, we're going to go for the applicable character. So if we go over to Valkyrie, and if we go to Lightning Empress right here, and if you go to her equipment, you can see the Mag Storm right there. So we'll go over the weapon really quickly and then just kind of determine if it's, you know, something that is good, something that you should be going for, and, you know, all that good stuff. So here's the Mag Storm Chaos Blade. So sprints and release 2 Mag Storms, each dealing 450 lightning damage and paralyzing enemies for 2.2 seconds, which is, you know, nice. And then increases lightning damage by 25%, which is, you know, also a nice little benefit. But that is about it when it comes to the Mag Storm. Obviously you can see that it's tailor made for Lightning Empress, just being, you know, a fully lightning elemental type of damage. you know, it can deal some good damage, and it can increase the lightning damage by 25%. So that's all nice. This is where the issue lies, is if you have Lightning Empress, or if you played with her, you know she's not a great damage dealer, and she's not a great DPS type of character. Reason being is because she doesn't inflict that much damage, and she hits incredibly slow for, you know, Katana Valkyrie just in general. That's the issue with Lightning Empress. Now, I will say Lightning Empress deals considerable more damage when the enemy is frozen. So when you freeze an enemy and you go ahead and use Lightning Empress, she does a lot more damage. So that's where her benefit is, as well as her evasion. Being able to evade, then, you know, shoots down lightning, causes paralyzing and increased damage as well. But other than that, she's mainly a support type of Valkyrie when it comes to her leader skill, and when it comes to helping other Valkyries get their QTEs and things like that. So she is not meant to do a whole lot of damage, but this sword can help her do a little bit more damage. So if you want for example, if you have Lightning Empress and you want her to be a semi-damage dealer, then this weapon is for you. Now, for me personally, I want this weapon because I use Lightning Empress. I have that Nohim Stigmata set, so I'll go ahead and show you really quickly what I'm talking about. So if you go over here, I have the Nohim top, and what that does for me is it helps give me a chance to freeze the enemy when I'm doing attacks on the enemy. And so when the enemy is frozen, then I can do more damage. And so I can use my Lightning Empress to do a little bit of damage as well. If you pair her with Snowy Sniper, with Snowy Sniper's ultimate or evasion, being able to freeze the enemy, and then bringing out Lightning Empress, again, you could do more damage that way too. So I can use my Lightning Empress as a damage dealer. The only problem is she just hits incredibly slow. But I want the Mag Storm for Lightning Empress just in general. So that's just me personally. So that's something to take into consideration when you go ahead and you're deciding to pull or not for Mag Storm. Other than that, you can equip, if you don't have Lightning Empress, you can equip Mag Storm onto Shadow Dash and just increase her team skill that way with this weapon as well. I know of some people, especially on the Japanese and SCA version, that uses Mag Storm with Shadow Dash, so that's also an option as well, my boys. So that is the Mag Storm. It's a good weapon, but it's not necessarily viable, and it's not a necessary weapon to have for Lightning Empress, just because Lightning Empress is just not a damage dealer. But this can help, and this can help Lightning Empress hit a little bit harder. But Lightning Empress is just mainly a support unit, in all honesty. But I particularly want it because I use my Lightning Empress a lot, and why not get her the weapon that is for her in general. So that's basically the Mag Storm and the way I look at it. Going on to the Chi-Yu cannon. Not really an applicable character for this weapon, but if you were to put it on anybody, you would probably put it on Snowy Sniper. But I will say right off the bat that probably the 5th Sacred Relic is just better for Snowy Sniper in general, just basically because 5th Sacred Relic can do what Chi-Yu cannon does, just better, and in a different way. But basically the Chi-Yu cannon it's a slow charging weapon, and it can do, you know, about, I want to say, for normal physical damage when performing a normal attack by 100%. And like I mentioned, it's normally a slow charge effect on this cannon. But the great thing about the Chi-Yu cannon is it can be an extremely fast charging type of cannon. And what I mean by that is with the Chi-Yu cannon, for every enemy afflicted with the freeze status, it increases its charge speed by 20. And that can stack up to 10 times. So you can see how that charging effect for this cannon become extremely fast with this Chi-Yu cannon. So it goes from a slow charging cannon to an extremely fast one if you have the freeze status implemented on the enemies. So basically you would do, the reason why it's great for Snowy Sniper is you can do Snowy Sniper's ultimate, freeze multiple enemies, and then with the Chi-Yu cannon, get the stack going and be able to become a very fast charging type of weapon. as well as this cannon has one of the more higher attacks out of the just straight off the bat from the other cannons that are available in game. So not a bad weapon at all. It does have a great AoE as well with this cannon, but like I mentioned before, the Fifth Sacred Relic is probably just a better cannon overall for Snowy Sniper just in general. But this is not a bad one at all. I mean, if you pull it, definitely equip it to your Snowy Sniper if you don't have Fifth Sacred Relic, and it could do really good for you. All right, now for the Lear Scarlet's Stigmata set. This is a fantastic Stigmata set, my boys, especially for Abyss, and I'll tell you why here in a second. Let me go over to, I believe I have one on my dimensional break, if I'm not mistaken. I do. So I happen to have this one already, so if we go ahead and click on this one here, and you can see that this one in particular, the bottom, decreases maximum HP by 15%. During battle, increases own movement speed by 11% and attack speed by 16%. Now, if you go over to the set skills, this is where this Lear Scarlet set becomes a must, especially in Abyss. So it decreases physical damage taken when you have two. It decreases physical damage taken from enemy attacks by 25%, and from negative effects such as bleeding by 70%. So that means when you start to get into those higher temperatures in Abyss, this is a must to decrease the bleeding effect that happens to you when you get to those higher temperatures in Abyss. So this is a fantastic set. When you have three of them, triggered when HP is below 5%, increases critical rate and critical damage by 80%. That's a very high percentage, and can't be killed for 6 seconds. So this set is just a phenomenal set, my boys. This would be the one to go for. In our last focus supply, that set was pretty much garbage. It was very terrible. This one is not bad at all. This is actually very top tier. So I would recommend pulling for the Stigmata set alone. It's much more valuable than the weapons that are in this one here. So that's why I'm excited for this focus supply, because the Stigmatas are a great set to have. And the weapons are not bad for me personally. The weapons are not viable by any means. There are better weapons out there, especially for the applicable characters. But just for me in general, I enjoy the weapons that I see. But what also makes this focus supply great for myself is the weapons that are also in here, the other 4-star weapons that are in here. And by that I mean the dual pistol that's tailor-made for Valkyrie Ranger that I did not pull, and the Raikiri, which I have not pulled either. So I would love to have either one of those. So this focus supply is great for me. I'm definitely going in on this, and I'm definitely going to spend some crystals on this focus supply. So I'm glad I didn't really spend any on the last one, and waited for this one to come through. Now, whether or not you should spend crystals or not, I think you should do a few pulls for the Stigmata sets, okay? For this Stigmata set, the Lear Scarlet, I think you're gonna want to go ahead and get it, as it's just a top tier set, especially if you like to go hard on Abyss and getting it to those higher temperatures. I believe it's a must to have, and it's gonna benefit you greatly. So do a few pulls, as your likelihood to pull this Lear Scarlet set is greatly increased here. So and I don't know when a better time would be able to pull it. So do a few pulls, hopefully you get lucky, go ahead and get this Scarlet set. As far as the weapons go, not needed, my boys, to be honest with you. There are better weapons out there. Me personally, I'm going for the Mag Storm. I do want the dual pistol for Valkyrie Ranger, and I do want the Raikiri. So for me, I'm going for the 4-star weapons as well, but not a must. You could definitely hold out on that. Just go ahead and get at least 2 of the Lear Scarlet sets, and you should be fine with just 2 of them, because then that's when you'll get that 2-set skill that you want, especially for Abyss. So that's my recommendation. Spend a few crystals, definitely worth to get the Stigmata set. Weapons are not needed, they're not worth, but if you pull them, they're good weapons and you can use them. So that is my recommendation, my boys. And so now we're going to move on to the next bit of information. And if you're still with me, it's greatly appreciated. I'm glad you're still here with me and enjoying what you're seeing, hopefully. And if you do, again, go ahead and drop a like. It's, again, greatly appreciated. But this new costume bundle is here. So if you go over to the supplies, if you're worried about it, I know some of you are not and could care less. But some of you that do care, you can go over here to the bundles. And you can go ahead and check out this bundle here. We have the birthday bundle, where you can get the Scarlet Fusion fragment, a couple crystals, some chips, and then you have this one right here where you can get the new costume for Scarlet Fusion and 3,300 crystals. So that is there as well. But also, my boys, what has dropped is the Blood Realm event. So if you go over to attack, this has officially started, and I believe I'm gonna go ahead and do another video on this either later tonight or tomorrow, because I believe this video is just becoming a little lengthy. But if you go over here to the Blood Realm, you can go ahead and do this chapter that is here right now, and go ahead and start this. So that is exciting. That is something that you can start doing as well, and knock that out. And then the last bit that I want to go ahead and show you, my boys, if you go over here to the shop, I believe it's the shop, and if you go over to, is it this one here? No, not the Armada, not the memory shop, the exchange shop. No. Okay. Where is it? Is it here? Where is it, my boys? I saw it. Now I don't know where it's at. There we go. You go over here, you press that icon that's there, and this is where you can see what you can purchase with those golden blades. And this is all the items right here right now. Now when it refreshes, I'm not sure if this changes at all, but they have this 4-star weapon right here, Dragon Spine, which I do want to get. But basically this is kind of like Blood Dance. This is like a lower tier Blood Dance weapon, because they do very similar effects as far as healing goes. I just think Blood Dance does the healing effects better than the Dragon Spine. But this is still a great weapon to get, a great, I guess you can say, free-to-play weapon to go ahead and acquire, my boy. So I do implore you, especially if you don't have a 4-star, a great 4-star great sword for your Himikos, this is a fantastic one to go ahead and get. Basically, it leaps towards target and attacks it with a spinning slash, dealing physical damage equal to 160% of attack to enemies in a large area, and immobilizing them for 4.5 seconds. Immobilized enemies bleed, receiving 60 damage every half second. That's fantastic, my boys. Recovers 15 HP per second when attacking bleeding enemies. So you could bleed the enemy, you can immobilize, you get an attack increase, and then you can go ahead and recover HP. So by all means, my boys, go ahead and farm those golden blades, and I would say go ahead and get this weapon. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great weapon for any Himiko that you may have. So that is my recommendation when it comes to this Dragon Spine. I think it's great. I think it's great. I think it looks badass as well. And then you have the Stigmata sets here, this 3-star Stigmata sets, but and then you can go ahead and get the golden blades with 2 crystals. I would only recommend that if you're like on the cusp of getting the Dragon Spine, and you know, you just are like about to run out of time. You could just go ahead and grab this. Also, you have mission tabs right here where you can get more Dragon Spine or Dragon Spines, golden blades. You have if you clear the Blood Realm stage or Memory Illusion stage one time, you get 30 of those golden blades. And then you get 80 if you clear stage 8 in the chapter that's available right now. And you can see you need 2,000 of those golden blades. So, you know, jump on that grind, make sure you're grinding, and I recommend getting that Dragon Spine as your first option. And then, you know, if you have any leftover golden blades, then go ahead and, you know, grab whatever you want over here. Make sure you use them up, because you know, I don't think you're going to be able to use them towards anything else. Now, remember, I'm not sure if this changes as far as what you can get when it refreshes, so I will see about that and update you guys at that time, you know, when it happens, if there are any changes. But that is everything I wanted to go over, my boys. Oh, yeah, I wanted to go ahead and actually show you the time on the focus supply, when it's going to arrive here. And 4 hours, basically 5 hours. So in 5 hours time, the new focus supply will be here, and I will be dropping a summoning video. So my next video will probably be a summoning video and a gameplay video. So I'm excited about that. I hope you are. Be looking for it, and make sure, if you are not subscribed and you want to see that video, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you stay notified every time I upload a video like that one that I just mentioned that will be uploaded. I'm excited to bring that to you. I was excited to bring this video to you because there's just a lot going on the global side of Honkai Impact 3, and it is fantastic. But anyways, my boys, I am gonna get out of here. I just wanted to go ahead and go through all that update. But remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT, and I'm out.